Hello, it's John here and welcome to episode 2 of Java Programming. In this lesson I'm going to simply teach you how to print Hello World to the console. So to start off we have our Java Eclipse program running. You want to come over to this Package Explorer on the left hand side, right click in the blank white space, New, and then Java Project. If it doesn't say Java Project here, just click on Project here and then click on this Java project here. Next. Then it's going to ask you for a project name. Mine's just going to be simply YouTube, just to make things simple. You don't really need to worry about any of this unless you want to work with backwards compatibility. For example, the current Java version is SE 1.7, but if you wanted to program a Java application for 1.6, you would use SE 1.6, for example, if you have it installed. So I'm going to use my default of 1.7, which is the latest one. Then I'm going to click Next. You also do not need to worry about any of this at the current point in time, so we're just going to click Finish again. Okay, after you've done that, you'll be greeted with a new folder in this Package Explorer. What you need to do now is just click the little arrow next to this YouTube folder, and then when you do that you'll have two new folders pop up. You'll have the JRE system library and a source folder. This JRE system library you don't want to touch, just leave it alone. But first of all, Java runs off class files. Every piece of code you write will be in a class file. So what you want to do is you want to right click on this source folder, click New, and then click Class. Okay, so there are a few exceptions that you cannot call your Java class files. They cannot have spaces in them. The very first character of the name cannot be a number. It cannot have any mathematic operators in it, such as plus, minus, equals, times, divide, etc. So also you are allowed to have underscores, which does make it easier to read. You can have capital letters and lowercase, and you can have numbers as long as it's not at the beginning. Now, when you actually make this class, it is case sensitive, so if you wish to refer to this class at a future date, be wary that it is case sensitive. So I'm going to start off by calling my class name Hello World. A capital H, a capital W. This is called camel casing. So for the start of each word in the name, you make it capital, so it's much easier to distinguish between two words. Once you've typed that in, you can click Finish. Then you're going to be greeted with this blank class with just the words public class hello world in it, with two curly braces. So all Java programs need to start somewhere. Java programs will start themselves off by looking for something called a main method. A main method is basically a place where Java goes, oh right, okay, here's the starting point, let's start here. If you don't put a starting point in, Java's just going to look at the code and go, I have no idea what I'm meant to be doing. So to create a main method, inside these curly braces, we need to say public static void main. Then after main, with no spaces, we want to have an open circular bracket and a closed circular bracket. Inside this circular bracket, we want to say string with a capital S. Then after string, then with no spaces, we want to have a open square bracket and a close square bracket. Then space, and then we just want to say args. Args is short for arguments. An argument is basically when you send data to something else, it's called an argument. Then after you've filled that out, then after the last circular bracket here, you want to press enter. Then you want to have a curly brace, enter again, and then it should automatically fill in this curly brace here. If it doesn't, make sure to put it in. Okay, so we have our main method. Well, what does this public static void mean? What does string mean? Well, public static void class are keywords in Java. Now, at this point in time of these lessons, it's a bit in depth to actually teach you and explain to you what these mean. So I'm going to leave this for a future lesson when you have a more of a basic understanding of programming. So inside these curly braces, we need to tell Java that we want to print a message to the console. Note that the console is down here. If it isn't open at the moment, when it actually does print the message to the console, it will pop up. Okay, so how do we ask Java to print a message? Well, we got to state, we got to use a statement to tell Java to do what we want. So we want to start off by saying system with a capital S. Now this is a class, and just like our hello world class, system is also a class. Then inside that class, we want to put a dot to say we want to access something in system. Then we want to say out. Out is basically just out to the console. There's also an in if you want to get input, for example. So after out, we want to put dot again. And then we just want to say print line, print ln. Then we want to have an open circular bracket, and then we just want to put a 66 and 99 or quotation marks, and we want two of them. Inside these quotation marks, we just want to type hello world, and that's it. You will note that we do have a X by here, and we also have red underscore lining here. This just means that there's an error in our program. So at the end of each statement, so Java knows when you've finished a statement, you need to put a semicolon. Every single statement needs a semicolon after it. If, for example, you had multiple statements, one after each other, Java would get confused and try and do all of them all at once, which isn't possible. So that is our simple Java class to print out the message hello world to the console. So we want to come to this bar up here and click debug. Now you'll notice that it says down here terminated hello world Java application. So in the console it says hello world exclamation point. So this is the end of episode 1. If there's any comments, please leave a comment. Please like, favorite and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.